Title, Enchanted Hills Camp, Spring Break 2024. Photo, a boy stands by the ocean. ASL interpreters are in the corner of the screen throughout the video. Title, Kara. Kara sits in front of a fireplace for an interview.
So on this trip, we got to take 5 students and a staff member who was myself to San Francisco to work with the Lighthouse for the Blind there to do a youth exposure to what San Francisco has to offer.
5 students stand in front of redwood trees. Titles appear: Seamus, Jackson, Amber, Zane, Kelton. Each student is also interviewed in front of the fireplace. Kelton.
Trip was fun. We went on some pretty fun different types of transportation.
Seamus.
The Waymo,
Photo of the Waymo by the Golden Gate Bridge.
which is a self-driving car.
Zane.
Our mentor Daisy called the Waymo. The first frightening thing was not only did the car pull up and say, "Hello, Daisy," but then it then buckled itself. There was no one in the driver's seat.
Amber.
It was a little terrifying at first.
Seamus.
You just get in the car and it didn't scare me at all. It was pretty exciting for me.
Amber.
And it will announce when you turn onto a new street. So that was super cool.
Photo montage. Students posed by the Golden Gate Bridge. Kelton.
The Golden Gate Bridge is very long, longer than what I imagined.
Seamus.
I liked that you could just walk just straight across it. You don't have to turn or anything, you just walk.
Photo. Jackson walks across the Golden Gate Bridge while holding the guardrail. Jackson.
Walking across the Golden Gate Bridge, it felt really awesome. It was very loud because of the cars and stuff, but it felt really awesome because I was I've heard about this thing so much, and now I get to actually, walk across it.
Kara.
They got to feel the model of how big the Golden Gate Bridge is, how it is built, how the suspension works. And then they got to actually go out onto the bridge and feel how massive these cables are.
Photo. Jackson feels a suspension cable.
It was also really cool to feel the design of the cables and how they all came together basically. They were pretty big cables.
4 or 5 feet across. They were truly massive.
Montage. Blind and visually impaired mentors work with the students. Kara.
All of the students had another blind and visually impaired mentor with them. I also got to learn from them different ways to support the students.
Amber.
Sailing, I'd never done that before. We got to learn from a fully blind sailor, so that was super cool.
Students ride a boat passing the Bay Bridge. Zane.
It's cool because it creates a sound wall when you're directly below the bridge. You can't hear the traffic. So it was a super cool experience.
Jackson and Amber feel a metal dog statue. Photo. Behind a glass barrier, a woman feeds a puppy. Amber.
We visited Guide Dogs for the Blind. They told us about their guide dog school.
Behind a glass barrier, a man pets a puppy.
We got to see the puppies, but we couldn't touch them. So I'm possibly interested in getting one in the future.
At Enchanted Hills Camp, students work in a wood shop. Outside, they join arms around the circumference of a redwood tree. Then feel the grain of a huge tree stump.
And you can't move this thing as heavy as can be.
Tree.
The students attempt to push the stump.
1, 2, 3, go!
Zane.
Thank you to the Harvey Family Foundation for funding our trip. The Lighthouse for the Blind in San Francisco for hosting us, and Enchanted Hills Camp for giving us the tour. So just a huge thank you to all of the sponsors for making this possible and giving us this really, really fun trip. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
The students stand in front of redwood trees.
Hello, EHC!
EHC is the place to be!
Freeze frame, the colors turn to black and white. Title. Thank you to the Harvey Family Foundation, Lighthouse School for the Blind and Visually Impaired in San Francisco, and the Enchanted Hills Camp for making this trip possible for our students. Graphic. The CSDB, Lighthouse, and Enchanted Hills logos.